So I found the paperwork that I was talking about. They didn't even spell my name right, anyways, and that's where I used to live in Hillsboro, Oregon. So I don't really care about showing this stuff because they're crooked, anyways. They claim it's the city auditor, and the reason why the police stopped harassing me is because a group of people. I don't know if it was I was getting it was someone in Congress that told them to stop harassing me because they could clearly see that that's what they were doing or something like that. But anyways, this is the letter that they replaced the original letter with of them when the black ass lady that she left here. So I guess that's why her black ass left, because it was a chief of police. I forget her name right now. You can easily go look her up, the old chief of police, black lady, whatever. And she moved to either Georgia or Detroit, one of those places. I think it might have been Texas or Georgia or somewhere around there, one of those type of places. But she left from Oregon, and she was in office when this happened, and they trying to act like it's December 6, 2012 that they sent it to me. And look at how long it took for it to happen. Back in 2012 is when it was October 2012 when Officer William A. Congdon harassed me. He was like unprofessional, and he did stuff that was uncalled for. He was a new officer. He was a rookie, basically. And they keep sending these so-called rookies in to do effed up stuff, because even my therapist was an intern, and he made a false investigation on me so that it can prevent me in other ways and also create blockages unnecessarily. Like now I had to be involved with these people in the community at like SEI, even the domestic violence advocate, all of them over there. If they do approve you for some assistance, they either make you wait for it, or if they have it available just to play with you, they'll be like, oh, we don't have any more hotel vouchers all of a sudden. I'm like, what place doesn't have hotel vouchers? Then on the day I finally supposed to get assistance from another company that's a legitimate company, when they called me, that's when all of a sudden out the blue they said they have hotel vouchers. But guess what? At SEI, they only approved it for one night. Excuse me. So thank God for the people at Call to Safety, because the director there, she's an upright individual, and she's been doing very well so far this whole time. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys, basically they switched the paperwork out. See, it's too nice and neat, isn't it, to be from 2012, right? I didn't have it that neat. It has stuff all on and everything. I believe either my family replaced it on their behalf because it was at their house, or they did it when I was placed in the psychiatric hospital, or when they was like, because I was hemmed up over there, and they were watching me already, so they knew that I was planning on revealing a lot of this stuff. Basically, the original paperwork showed how they were trying to protect Officer William A. Congdon from what he did to me that day. And they always been trying to hurt me. Finally, Officer Dustin Dewson, I was gonna kill one of those officers. I really was. I'm not lying. I'm talking about in Kansas City. I even told them while I was in the jail cell that if they killed me while I was in there, I would be in spirit form, and I would go and flip their car over on the road while they're driving and kill them too. I said it while I was in there. I even raised my voice at Officer Moore and demanded that he make an appointment and stop playing with me at the doctor's office, because they broke my wrist. They broke a bone in my wrist. And when I came up here, I said, you know what, F that hospital. I decided to go get some help. My mom, I was surprised, but that was God who did that. That let my mom, for the first time, be on my side to bring they behind down there to Kansas with my stepdad and come and pick me up. And I went to the hospital up here. They said they was having a hard time trying to find this bone that's supposed to be in my left wrist. The bone is not the way it's supposed to be, like it is on this wrist. You can see it like that. But anyway, so these people, they switched it with the letter that showed in writing that they were protecting that officer by saying there's nothing that they can do. I guess they thought I was ignorant and I was just going to accept what they told me and feel. So they were doing this since 2012. They was gang stalking me and doing all kind of stuff because it's ever since this stuff happened. I would actually say it was since 2011 is when it started. But in 2012 is when it was starting to pick up, and then it plateaued for a bit. In 2019 is when it went on the rise. In 2020 is when they had these officers try to kill me, but I eluded them, and that's why they put and they let me get away because I didn't speed when I got on the freeway. When they was waiting on the shoulder, some told me to just go to speed limit. So my intuition did, or God did. So I did that, and then I went to a different jurisdiction that the Portland police don't follow. And I said by the time they reach anybody there, I'll be long gone anyways. At least, and then 7 days later they caught me because I was at David Reed's house, who's a plumber who was working with the police because he got a DUI, drinking and driving, and he hate that there was times where I was able to have beers and still drive normal and not ever get caught with for a DUI. Even one time when I actually had a beer that was not mine, that was open in the back seat, and I could smell it, but for some reason the police didn't say shit, and they let me take my car. That was God right there protecting me, y'all. But anyways, and I feel like it's protection for all the stuff that these people did and got away with over the years. And plus, I never harmed anybody. I never hurt anybody. All I did was stay to myself. Now I know why I was going through so much trouble, even though I wasn't a troublemaker like that. There's only one instance that I did something wrong, and I spoke about that on another video, about hanging out with some gangsters, being a driver for them that were boosting, basically, yeah. So other than that, I didn't do no other stuff like destroy people's property, steal from people, stuff like that people. I wasn't that type of person, but for some reason it seemed like I was always getting hemmed up by the police. I was like, why are y'all always messing with me? And I felt like at some point when I got older, to me, it was something beyond just being black. It wasn't just driving while black. Like, you know how people say that crime when you're black. It was beyond that. It was something deeper than that. I feel like it was demonic. And this was something spiritual too. It wasn't just because of skin color. But look, now they have put this in there, talk about some request to mediate form. So this is not the form because if they had put this, guess what? I would have did exactly what they said and see what happened next. That's how pissed off I was, because this man came in there. He thought I was lying that my driver's license was in the back seat because I went to the pawn shop that day. And I remember it so clear because that's the day that I found out about this band called Polyphia. When I heard the music, I asked the man what was it because I liked it. So I've been listening to that type of music ever since then. But the thing is, I wanted to buy that stereo he was playing it on because that's why I asked at this pawn shop called Hillsboro Pawn and Jewelry. But what I did was earlier that day I was hanging out with a dude I used to stay with, some bald-headed Caucasian man named Ricky Halsey that I found out was pretty much a child molester or something like that. So anyway, that's part of the reason why, he got hurt. And he remembered something I said to him. So we stopped dealing with each other. But later on, I caught him. But that's not important. I don't want to get into too much of a different story. I just wanted to show how these people use other people to go and place things to replace evidence. So I had evidence that this city auditor was trying to protect the police and not do anything about the harassment I told him he did to me and the injury, like him trying to injure me. He told me to put he was trying to grab me out the car with my seatbelt still on to pull me out the car. That's how retarded a lot of officers are here in Oregon. That's why I don't have any respect for them. Because they was always trying to do the most for the smallest. There was one officer, he was trying to harass me one night, and he was trying to say that I was acting like I was on drugs or something. But when I look in his eyes dilated like a MFer, and he all jittery. I'm like, and I even said it to his face. I was like, you the one who looked like you're on drugs. And he got mad. So police was mad at me they was always hemming me up. It's like if somebody else was doing something, they stopped me instead and tried to say it was me. That's why I have the attitude that I have now, because going through this stuff for so long, and then on top of it, you dealing with ignorant behind black men that's trying to fit in with them, but then because they want to be recognized and acceptable too. They want to rise on the totem pole and seem like the most desired person. They betraying their own kind, their own people for it. That's why I don't deal with them. And I had a dream about earlier today when I woke up that it was a judge that was trying to get me put in jail. That's why the police was harassing me. I didn't do nothing to nobody. Half the time when road rages come, I don't even engage in it. And if I do, I just go around an MFer. They hate that because I don't engage with them. And there's some other stuff that I do. I'll talk about that in another video because I don't want this to be too long. But I just like basically that black ass lady that was I think she was a sergeant or a chief of police. She took her black ass somewhere else because I guess she knew at some point this was going to happen, or it was around the time that she did that when this happened. Because this is not the original paperwork I had since 2012 when they was protecting the police officer. They basically do spell work with word magic with spell work with the spelling of the words, and sometimes with just simple letters that they have. They switch the evidence. So I wanted to show you guys that, and then they wanted to act like, that's why sometimes things were feeling off. When stuff be feeling off, y'all, it's always for a reason. You might not know what it is at the time, but then if you have recollection, looking back on something, then you'll realize maybe why something was feeling off to you on that day. Because somebody was behind the scenes doing something, and then they try to play and act like everything was all fine and still smiling in your face. The only times that this could have happened is when at my family house, because I know for a fact that they was working with these crooked ass MFers, because they was always quick to betray me. My family always, in my face, showed me that they chose another person over me. I can have a friend of mine, I'm trying to help them out. They'll show me that they trying to help that person out more than they helping me. It's like they took that as an opportunity to show me how meaningless I was to them by trying to show that other person that I brought to the family to assist them. And those people saw it too, and they mooshed off of it. That's why I stopped dealing with them. Michael Rouse is one of those individuals. Now he's somewhere in New York with some other broad that think that he's probably some charming, good young man with the small peen that he got. So anyways, I'm not dealing with none of these people no more. As you guys can see, they switched the evidence. You see how crisp this paperwork is. I took in that other old paperwork out a few times. I know this is not the original. Plus, the first one didn't have no questionnaire. They showed they didn't have no request to mediate form. They did not have that. Because I would have been filled it out and sent it back to see what happens, because I was in the mood waiting for something to be done. I didn't proceed with it because they basically was showing me and telling me that there was nothing that they were going to do about it. And there was actually two envelopes. The other one is missing. So that's what they get. They thought I forgot. They thought I wouldn't know. From the city auditor. An independent police review division. They didn't even have that in there. I know what the heck I saw. And plus, in the past, there's an old YouTube channel I remember because I saw it on my old computer. But I don't think I have that no more. But it was on one of my old channels. I no longer have access to it. This is why I know Google is helping them, because they won't allow me to access to my emails, because my emails had a lot of the evidence. With just my name, Genavia@gmail.com, because nobody else had the name that I had with the spelling that I had too. So that's what they get. It's the stuff they do. The government is crooked. This is the stuff that be happening to people, y'all. And I'm not even mad at it, how they think I am. I'm happy. I mean, not happy, but I think I'm grateful that I got to see this happen to me firsthand, because now I know what they're capable of doing. I know how far they're willing to go to hide, to make it not come out to the public. William A. Condon, he might be a racist, but he's also a chump. He's a dude that's not respectful of women. So whatever wife he has, sorry about my son in the background. But he just, he's a kid, so he's 2 years old. So, anyways, he's not a respectful man. So, wife that he might have, children, you have a piece of shit dad. He's evil on his job. He's disrespectful. He probably tried to smile to you guys in your face and pretend he's a loving man, but he's not. And a lot of you people out there are being deceived by your partners. And if they'll do it to us, no telling what they're married to you for. It probably is a cover-up. Who knows? They're probably doing it with other men, because I had a chiropractor tell me how men used to be coming to his shop and they'll have a full-fledged wife and kids, but tell the chiropractor stories about their boyfriend that they go hang out at the bar with. And how they were all lovey-dovey and sometimes will try to flirt with him. I even seen it firsthand when I was getting paid to be a driver for a dude that I found out later was a male prostitute getting screwed in the behind raw from a lawyer that lived in Bellevue, Washington the night before his wife came back home with their daughter. This is why I'm not worried about dick size like the cunt over there at the the Albina Public Storage was trying to say, like, hitting something inches. I didn't hear how many. To me, basically that means 0 inches, because he probably ain't working with nothing. Just like Michael Rouse isn't. Michael Charles Rouse isn't working with nothing either. He just have a confidence. He have a big dick energy. Some men with big dick energies got little ones. I'm talking about anorexic ones. So since they want to talk about dick size, that's why I don't care about dick size. Sometimes people can use their mouth better, but at some point, the woman want him to make up for it in some kind of way. So everything is not all peachy keen sometimes the way people try to portray it. Especially if they got to talk about it. Like saying, oh, his size is this, his size is that. Maybe that sometimes it do be good. That's why people do be talking about it. But you can tell from the energy. Something inches. I don't care about inches. You want to know why? Because MFers I know with big things didn't know how to use them. That S don't mean S. So yeah, I'm just showing y'all this. Hopefully it can be helpful, and it's a little vulgar. But sometimes some stuff just need to be said how it need to be said. Some people will get it. You'll know that MFer ain't playing around. That's all. Thank you.